First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Good evening, everyone. Virginia Beach police have stepped up patrols in Chesapeake Beach, otherwise known as Chicks Beach.
This after a jump in home break-ins and attempts within the past month. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle is live in the area off of Pleasure House Road with one victim story. Ava?
Well, the victim is in the military, and we can tell you that he didn't want his identity revealed because he feels violated. Just blocks away from the tranquil Chesapeake Bay is a wooded backyard and a home with a locked privacy fence. Apparently, that calm was disturbed when someone last Tuesday jumped over the fence, opened a window, and left with electronic equipment. The victim doesn't want his name or face shown.
People just stealing from us because we have nice things. It's unfair, so I'd like to see him in jail. That'd be nice.
Gone are 2 laptop computers, 3 cameras, a pistol safe with a weapon inside, and a camcorder. Police took a report.
Everything that they stole I earned with my own money. I've been deployed. That's deployment money, buying nice things so I can go to school. They stole the computer that I had all my schoolwork on.
Police say they've noticed a small uptick. There have been 4 burglaries and 2 attempts in this area within the past few weeks. A neighbor thinks perhaps it's teenagers, but he's taking precautions.
All new deadbolts and security systems going up. I mean, I've had neighbors tell me about the different security systems that are out there and stuff, and ours has been certainly upgraded, and we're definitely keeping an eye out.
He admits one neighbor has even installed security cameras.
It's a shame. It's a shame you have to worry about that sort of thing when you're at work making money, you know.
Now, police have very little to go on and ask if you have any helpful information to call them at the crime line number 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP. We're live in Virginia Beach. Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
Kill Devil Hills police say they were investigating a burglary when they busted 4 other people for 2 other crimes. It all started early Thursday morning when the renters of an East Baker Avenue home called police about 2 suspicious men. They're holding one suspect, then officers went running after another one who ran. Police then arrested a man who was running through yards along East Landing Drive, 19-year-old Michael Willis. Officers say they later found his vehicle and inside were stolen electronics, including GPS devices, an iPhone, and a camera. Willis is now facing charges in connection with vehicle break-ins. Charges are pending against his 16-year-old girlfriend. When officers retraced Willis's path, they found a stolen surfboard. Police also say when they found that surfboard, what they found under it was 15 pounds of marijuana plants. Investigators say the grow operation was the project of Abra Greenway and Philip Broadus. Charges are pending. Investigators say they are still looking for that second burglary suspect. Suffolk police say they arrested this man yesterday morning for running a so-called nip joint. Investigators say 55-year-old Melvin Budd Jr. was illegally selling alcohol out of a house on Richardson Street. Police say that officers responded to a complaint about loud music and found about 100 people, a DJ, and a large amount of alcohol. There was no furniture in the house. The house has now been condemned.
Williamsburg police issued a summons in connection with a deadly crash that killed a Department of Motor Vehicles employee. 36-year-old Deep Thi Nok Lee is charged with reckless driving in the July crash. Investigators say Lee was taking her driving test when her car slammed into a tree on Penniman Road, overturned, and killed Shirley Martin. Police say Lee has a valid learner's permit. Hampton police say there are no charges pending after a toddler fell 16 feet from a second-floor window. It happened Sunday afternoon at a home on Shell Road. Police say the 3-year-old boy was supposed to be taking a nap when he climbed up to a window, pushed through the screen, and fell through. The boy was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. His parents were home at the time. Police say there are no signs of negligence.
The USS Donald Cook and its crew of 275 are out to sea tonight. Telling you side's Rob Rizzo is pierside at Naval Station Norfolk today as the ship pulled away.
One last hug, one last kiss, one last touch. Letting go of Daddy isn't that easy.
It doesn't ever get easier. It's always hard when you have little ones.
For Rodney Duran, it's his 5th deployment, but the first with kids.
We've prepared by taking a lot of pictures of the kids with their dad and explaining to them what's going to happen, that he's going to be gone for a long time. We have plenty of books for them to read about deployments and being far away.
The USS Donald Cook and its 275 sailors loading up and heading out to sea for a routine deployment. That is anything but routine.
We show the flag, we show the force, we show people that we're there to protect and to serve and just keep the sea lanes open and safe.
We'll be off the coast of the Horn of Africa doing Lord knows whatever. So, I mean, we'll just answer up to whatever call they tell us to do. So.
For Soljament Pullen and his wife Sashay, it's their 4th deployment together. Sashay has a unique way of counting down the days till they return.
14 paydays, that's how we look at it. So that's better than saying 7 months.
I can't wait for him to get back, and I just hope that the kids somehow understand that though he's gone, he will be back soon.
The last kiss, a blown kiss, from the father on board the ship to a daughter he will miss. And it's back to school, back to work, and back to an empty house as their loved ones sail away. The USS Donald Cook is gone, and the pier is now empty as family members head home, counting down the days until the ship returns. In Norfolk, Robert Rizzo, 10 on your side.
By the way, that deployment is scheduled to last about 7 months. In Hurricane Irene's aftermath, crews are working to get a lifeline to the Outer Banks back up and running. The storm cut out a 200-foot-long section of NC-12. The North Carolina Department of Transportation says crews are assembling a 2-lane, 650-foot temporary bridge. Dozens of trucks from Baltimore brought in the equipment and materials.
Yeah, everybody is taking on the challenge that they understand that that there's a whole island community, or actually 2 island communities with Hatteras Island and Ocracoke Island, that are impacted, and every day counts to them.
Crews hope to have the bridge open by early October. NCDOT says the temporary bridge is durable and strong enough to stay in place until there's a permanent repair. Former Delegate Phil Hamilton is behind bars at Fort Dix, New Jersey. Today he started serving his 9.5-year federal prison sentence for bribery and extortion. A jury convicted Hamilton of soliciting a job at Old Dominion University that he helped create with state money. A Richmond judge refused to allow Hamilton to remain free while he appeals his conviction. The judge said that while Hamilton is not a flight risk, he doesn't believe any of the issues raised on appeal will change developments. Tonight, for the first time since the 10-year-old girl's murder, we are hearing from the birth mother of Zara Baker. Last week in a North Carolina courtroom, Emily Dietrich faced the woman who admitted to killing her daughter.
I mainly wanted her to see me and for her to see the pain that she's caused on my face and on my mother's face.
Dietrich says she's relieved the plea deal will send Elisa Baker to prison when a not guilty verdict at trial could have let her go free. Dietrich says she wants to know why Zara's father didn't do more to protect his little girl. Adam Baker admitted in court he spent more time smoking pot than with Zara and didn't even notice she was missing for more than 2 weeks after she died.
I still hold a lot of resentment towards him. There's a big difference between being not guilty and being innocent. And I don't think he is innocent of what happened. He played his own part.
Dietrich says she allowed Adam Baker to take custody of Zara shortly after her birth because of postpartum depression. Dietrich hopes to have Zara's remains buried in Australia. Should college students be allowed to carry guns on campus if they have a concealed weapons permit? ODU says no way. New at 5:30, 10 on your side talks with students and schools, and the school as well as the students, about a regulation it wants to put into place. A boat broke apart on the water and it's all caught on tape. We'll tell you what happened to the man driving it. But first, we're on your side breaking down President Obama's plan to cut $4 trillion from the nation's debt. We'll tell you who will take a hit.
And to look at the tropics, there is one area that's being watched, but it's nothing yet. It's right on out into here. But we got a lot of other weather that's going to be going on into our part of the world. We'll tell you about that with our forecast in just a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Ribas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Higher taxes on wealthy individuals and corporations. Today, President Obama laid out his plan to balance the budget. Tonight, 10 on your side, Zard Khan breaks down how the president wants to save $3 trillion.
Barack Obama back in campaign mode, challenging Republicans, saying we need tax hikes on the wealthy.
This is not class warfare. It's math.
To reduce the deficit $3 trillion, the president would cut $580 billion from Medicare and Medicaid, not Social Security, save $1 trillion in Iraq and Afghanistan, and hike taxes $1.5 trillion using the Warren Buffett rule, tax the rich.
If we're going to make spending cuts, many of which we wouldn't make if we weren't facing such large budget deficits, then it's only right that we ask everyone to pay their fair share.
The well-off would go back to mid-1990s rates and lose some deductions.
It is a modest change in revenues, and if you do it sensibly through tax reform that strengthens investment incentives, you'll make growth in the United States stronger.
House Speaker Boehner said, no way.
Tax the rich, and it's not going to get our economy going again, and it's not going to put people back to work.
Boehner and the president almost agreed to tax hikes in July, the grand bargain. But many Democrats want a grand battle.
In the best manner we can.
This was outside the White House today. In the NBC poll, 80% wanted a surtax on millionaires.
So the president's on the high side of public opinion. What he hasn't been able to do so far is make that work for him in Congress. Now he's trying to go over the heads of lawmakers and force them to go along with him.
It's time to do what's right.
This was step one. Art Kahn, 10 on your side.
The president did not detail how he'd cut Medicare, but he vowed to veto any benefit cuts if they're not linked to tax hikes on the rich.
Help could be a phone call away. We're on your side with free assistance for homeowners facing foreclosure. And there's been 2 deadly crashes across the nation since Friday, and this weekend there's a big air show here in Hampton Roads. We'll tell you how organizers are looking out for your safety on the ground while you look up to the skies. A warning about the video you're about to see from Friday's air racing crash in Nevada. You may find it disturbing. National Transportation Safety Board spent the weekend collecting evidence and mapping out the scene. This new video shows how fast the World War II era P-51 Mustang fighter plane crashed nose first into a crowded VIP grandstand. 10 people died, 70 others were hurt. Investigators hope data from an onboard video camera and a flight data recorder will provide insight about what led to the crash. The full investigation could take at least 6 months.
Federal aviation officials are also investigating a deadly air show crash at a National Guard air base in West Virginia. A 54-year-old pilot was killed. No one else was hurt. The World War II era plane was part of a 6-plane formation. 2 of those planes were flying belly to belly. After they split, one crashed into a ball of fire. Meantime, locally, officials at NAS Oceana are now preparing to host the 53rd annual air show this weekend.
They tell 10 on your side's Melanie Woodrow safety is especially important this year.
This year's air show coincides with the centennial of naval aviation. Organizers are expecting even more people than usual, which is why safety is all the more critical. Year after year, the air show draws major crowds.
Hey, we're having a great time.
It's a great family event.
NAS Oceana Commanding Officer Captain Jim Webb says parameters are in place for every air show.
The industry itself is very much concerned with making sure that the entertainment venue for the families all across this country are very safe.
Despite accidents, sometimes fatal, involving pilots, the national safety record when it comes to spectators is impeccable.
They've not had an air show accident that's involved the spectators in 59 years.
That may be because at an air show the aircraft run parallel or away from a crowd, but the aircraft are never directly pointed at the crowd.
They're very choreographed, very practiced.
A spectacle to see with safety at its core.
All your focus is really dedicated towards making those maneuvers work.
Organizers expect more than 300,000 spectators to pass through here this weekend. Reporting in Virginia Beach, Melanie Woodrow, 10 on your side.
Coming up tonight at 6, a possible explanation as to why so many spectators were injured in Nevada. But first at 5:30, more on the difference between an air race and an air show.
We're still feeling the effects from Hurricane Irene. Mosquitoes are swarming, and it seems like we're all under attack right now. Today and tomorrow, Chesapeake Mosquito Control will be doing emergency aerial spraying. That spraying will begin at 8 to 9 and last until 2 in the morning. Crews will spray from 1 to 3 nights, depending on the weather. The spray isn't dangerous to people or pets, but if you do want to avoid the exposure, stay indoors.
Now, in high definition, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Well, after a soggy weekend, this is a good day to get outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Low 70s, still a little bit cool outside, but you can keep the windows open, keep the AC off, and we're looking pretty good, but we are going to see some more rain. Now, I want to show you what's going on right now. Super Dopper 10 live. No rainfall into the area. There is a little rain off the Outer Banks, but that's about it. So how do we do? Will we make any rain up for the area? Well, since last Thursday, Norfolk has had 2¼ inches of rain. Now, prior to that in the month of September, we didn't really have any. So again, we're still a little bit below average for the month of September, but obviously we've had enough lately. And for the year, we're about 5½ inches above normal, largely, of course, thanks to what happened last month with Irene. Well, now, what's going on for Elizabeth City? Sorry, Elizabeth City, we're almost 11 inches below normal, but we were about 11½ last week below normal, but we did get some rain between Thursday and this weekend. We ended up with about 1.5 inches of rainfall into the Elizabeth City area, so things have improved throughout the area in terms of any kind of drought conditions. And really on the drought map, it's not showing any drought at all, but there's some localized conditions where it is dry. Now, we got some mid to late week rain. This front that you're seeing on off to the west will likely fall apart as it enters the area. We're going to see some cloud cover off of it, and we may see a shower or two coming up tomorrow. But then beyond that, that's when we really start to see the rain. That falls apart, some rain to the south of us builds up, but by midweek, Wednesday evening, there's another cold front right on off into here with a low pressure climbing northward along that front, and that front is going to move into the area for Thursday and pretty much stall out. So we are going to see a very, very good chance of rain coming up. Not so much Wednesday, a little bit of rain on Wednesday, but I think Thursday and Friday, a real good slug of rainfall into the area once again, and temperatures into the upper 70s. Not quite as cool as what we saw during the weekend. Now, here's what's going on in terms of cloud cover. There is some cloud cover, obviously, off and on into the area. Let's match this up with Future Track. It matches very, very well in that we're seeing a little bit of a gap in the cloud cover over our area for right now. And we'll see a little gap in the cloud cover for the first half of the day tomorrow, but then later on, the clouds will fill back on in. Now, rain, yes, we could see a stray shower into the area, but a better shot at some rain coming up during the day on Wednesday. Here's where we are Wednesday morning at 7, Wednesday at the noon hour, 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds, and at the end of the day, still some rainfall into the region. But Thursday, Wednesday night, and Thursday and into Friday, we're looking at a much better shot at some rainfall moving on in. Now, today, again, a little sunshine. Not too terribly bad as far as the temperature either, into the low 70s. It's better than what we saw over the weekend in terms of rainfall, certainly, and cool temperatures. Today, a little bit better, around 73 degrees, low 70s for the most part right now. There's our low last night, 64 degrees. And again, temperatures right now, low 70s throughout the entire region. A little warmer in Williamsburg, but we have seen a little bit of sunshine again during the day today, so it warmed things back on up. Overnight, we'll see temperatures drop on down to about 63, 64, a little more cloud cover toward dawn, and we'll see mostly cloudy skies. As far as our chances of rain for tomorrow, not a real big chance of rain. We'll see a high temperature of around 78 degrees. Nice warm day throughout the area, and it's going to be warm for Wednesday as well, but that's going to be a little bit better shot at some rain, and a very good chance of rain coming up for Thursday and Friday. Look at the temperatures basically into the upper 70s, really over the next 7 days, mid to upper 70s to near the 80-degree mark. This is our best shot at some rain coming up Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday. Again, a little warmer, might need the AC, but again, you'll really need the umbrella by Thursday and Friday.
A scary scene for spectators when a speeding boat ended up in pieces. We'll tell you what happened and how the driver is doing.
Tolls on Interstate 95, why you may soon be paying to travel the vital Mid-Atlantic corridor. The story at 5:30. A storm chaser in Oklahoma got a tornado on tape. Take a good look at the twister that's coming out of the very dark cloud above Grant County. The storm weaved its way down to the ground with this curve. This is called an elephant trunk tornado. There were no reports of injuries or damage. This area is no stranger to tornadoes. It's near the town of Waukita, where the movie Twister was filmed.
Witnesses say it's amazing the driver of a drag boat escaped an accident alive. Take a look at the video. Two boats were racing across Mission Bay in San Diego when one lost control, crashed, and ended up in pieces.
Kind of did a corkscrew up in the air, and all there was foam and pieces flying everywhere.
The driver was in a capsule that was sent rocketing away from the rest of the boat during the crash. He received minor injuries and is expected to recover.
Grab a pen and paper. We have a new hotline number for homeowners facing foreclosures. We're on your side with another free place to go for help you probably haven't even thought about.
So I wanted to try to convert my worksheets to an app.
This Virginia teacher turned to technology to help her students, and now there's an app for that. We'll tell you how you can download the new learning tool, new at 5:30.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
On the schedule. Hi, and Tom said something.
We're on your side with free help for homeowners who may be facing foreclosure. U.S. Housing Secretary Sean Donovan set up a homeowners hotline.
Call 888-995-HOPE. We call it the HOPE hotline. And talk to a HUD-approved housing expert. It's absolutely free.
Another place for free advice on foreclosures? Your local law school. Students need the experience to get a degree. The Housing Secretary endorses that help.
And be able to go through and understand what are your legal options. That is critically important.
Once again, the number to the HOPE hotline is there on your screen, 888-995-HOPE. We'll repeat this number for you during WAVY News 10 at 5:30. You'll also find more information and a link on our website, wavy.com. Just click on the On Your Side tab. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.